Saludos a toda la afición de Lucha Libre Online y tenemos el enorme privilegio, gente, Michael Morales Torres, primero que todo, de Lucha Libre Online. Tenemos el enorme privilegio de presentarles a nuestro invitado especial en la tarde de hoy, gente de Kiev, Ucrania para el mundo. Él es actor, arte marcialista mixto, productor, luchador y creador del Moscow Mauler Vodka. Oleg Prudius, anteriormente conocido por ustedes como Vladimir Kozlov, is in the house here on Lucha Libre Online. Mr. Prudius, it is an honor for us to have you as our guest. How are you doing today?
Hola. Excellent. I'm doing great.
Well,
was good introduction, Spanish language.
Thank you. So do you know Spanish?
A little bit. I have so many friends because I'm living in Miami. It's a big Spanish community.
Yeah, a lot of Cubans, Puerto Ricans, Dominican, mucho Latino.
Yeah, it's a lot of good-looking women. my neighbors.
It is a good place to be.
Yeah. For some reason, because I have a beard and I'm dark all the time. I don't know, it's my skin, it's my genetic. So everybody thinks I'm Spanish.
Yeah, you don't look from Ukraine. Like you look like a tough guy from Cuba or Puerto Rico.
Yeah, exactly. Then they start to talk to me in Spanish language. It's funny.
So I wanted to start the interview asking you, in terms of pro wrestling, I mean, you are a guy that were born and raised in Kiev, in Ukraine, beautiful city.
Ukraine, yes. Former Soviet Union, yep.
Yeah, beautiful country, beautiful city. Been there before. Enjoy every single bit of it, specifically the vodka, but we'll get to it eventually. How did your passion for pro wrestling started while, growing on the other side of the world?
I used to compete in a Sambo. It's a Russian mixed martial arts. So I was a Sambo champion, and after when I moved to the United States, I compete for US Open World Championship. And when I became a champion, I got a meeting with the WWE office because wrestling, it was my dream. Because lots of fighters and real wrestlers make transition from MMA, from wrestling like Kurt Angle, another guys to pro wrestle. That's what I was thinking to do in the future. And I got lucky. I had a meeting in WWE office, Connecticut, because Jerry Jarrett brought me in. And after conversation with Vince McMahon and some executives, I almost signed deal for development. So on the same time, I was supposed to go to for World Cup, Sambo World Cup. And another opportunity was join pro wrestle. I was supposed to go for tryout to Deep South development facility. It was in Atlanta, Georgia. So I decided to join a pro wrestle. And after 2-3 weeks, I spent it in Deep South. I got a good trip. So when I flew back from Atlanta, I signed a development deal with WWE, and I think after like a couple months, move for training.
I'll translate that briefly to Spanish, if you allow me.
Sure.
Oleg Prudius, anteriormente Vladimir Kozlov, era un talento. Él vivió y se crió en la antigua Unión Soviética, en Kiev, en Ucrania en aquel momento. Y él era campeón de Sambo, un arte marcial mixta, y había muchos talentos que estaban haciendo esa transición del arte marcial mixta a la industria de la lucha libre. Entonces pasamos de ahí, de Ucrania, a un torneo que había internacional en Estados Unidos. Y en ese torneo en Estados Unidos surge la oportunidad de llegar a la oficina de Stamford en Connecticut de la WWE para un tryout con WWE, en lo que estaba allí en ese progreso. Lo llevan a Atlanta, lo llevan a aquel momento era Deep South Wrestling, era la empresa que estaba ubicado allí, que era el developmental de WWE. Y de esta manera es que Vladimir Kozlov, ahora Oleg Prudius, entra o ingresa a la industria de la lucha libre. In terms of, your early days as a Sambo competitor and as a kickboxer in Ukraine, what do you remember of that experience? How was competition back in the Ukraine and in Europe as a general?
Because I was heavyweight, it was a lot of strong big guys. but I had a better technique and a better condition. So and my dream was all the time move to United States. So it was perfect fit. And also because I was involved in some movies, I like to perform. So combination pro wrestling and movie industry, what I'm doing right now, it's a perfect, I think, marriage. So at the same time you can perform on the ring, and at the same time you can perform on movie set. That was all about. So I had a good experience for performance, be on the ring, live, and for WWE, and all this experience I brought back to the movie sets, what I'm doing right now.
I'll translate that briefly. En su tiempo compitiendo allá, él era un heavyweight, era un peso completo, un peso pesado. Entonces estaba compitiendo con tipos grandes, con tipos fuertes como él. Y pues de ahí siempre su sueño fue moverse o mudarse a Estados Unidos para trabajar en diferentes cosas, entre ellas actuación. Era algo que le llamaba la atención, que es lo que está haciendo en este punto de su carrera, y ya mismo llegaremos a eso. And since we are already here, we're going to go back in terms of WWE.
And don't forget, when I signed deal with WWE, I was 300, almost 50 pounds.
350 pounds.
Yes, and after I slimmed down till 320 pounds, and after I get leaner to 85 to 90. Wow. So when I get signed deal with WWE, I was a big boy, 350 pounds, pure muscle.
I'll translate that. Cuando Vladimir Kozlov...
That's why when I start to wrestle, when I start to train, I throw 320 pounds everywhere. So it wasn't even too heavy for myself because I was too big.
I'll translate that. Cuando Vladimir Kozlov o Oleg Prudius ingresa a WWE, estaba pesando, escuchen esto, 350 libras, 350 libras, un tipo enorme. Poco a poco entonces fue pegando la piel al músculo, vamos a decirlo de esa manera, a llegar a 320, ahora está en 285, 290, pero cuando ingresa por primera vez eran 350 libras, era una pared humana, era un hombre completamente, era más músculo que hombre en aquel momento. So you signed with WWE. What do you recall of your early days in DSW, you know, working in the developmental territory in Deep South for WWE in Atlanta?
No, Deep South, it was, my opinion is it was one of the toughest training facility. It was, it was hard. It's like 10, 12 hours a day cardio. It's crazy. Not many people can make it. I think guys who pass this camp, they become like good wrestlers and good superstars. They still wrestle, but not many people could make it. It was tough. It was very tough. Compared for development system right now, the back of the days, it was like boot camp. I'm telling you, it was crazy. Like 10, 12 hours a day cardio, physical cardio, non-stop. Everybody had a badass shape, but it wasn't easy.
I'll translate that. DSW, Deep South Wrestling, era el antiguo territorio de desarrollo de WWE. Oleg nos cuenta que en su tiempo era sumamente difícil y muchas personas se rajaban, muchas personas se quitaban, no aguantaban porque estaban haciendo cardio todos los días, 10 a 12 horas de cardio entrenando duro, duro, duro. Era más una especie de bootcamp, como él dice, o de entrenamiento militar lo que les daban para poder llegar a lo que era el main roster o tan siquiera a luchar. Entonces mucha gente no lo aguantaba. Él aguantó la presión y estuvo ahí mucho tiempo. Before, you know, you headed to the main roster, you wrestled multiple dark matches and training sessions before having that opportunity. It is not like now. A person right now can, you know, be 3 months or 4 months on NXT and get called up to the main roster if someone is interested. But back then, it doesn't matter who you were. You needed to stay there at least, you know, for a year and get a little bit of...
Yes, a year, maybe 1 year and a half, if you get lucky, and plus maybe 2 years. Depends when you will be ready. And they're supposed to be develop your character, your style. Yeah, it takes time.
It does. At that moment, who notified you that you were, you know, main roster bound. After 2 years, you know, you signed, you waited a year and a half, 2 years, but before that you were doing like for a full year of multiple dark matches. So you were, again, many wrestlers all around in the WWE. But at the moment of getting the official call, hey, Oleg, you're making your debut on SmackDown this Friday, who gave you the call?
No, basically based on a report from dark matches, when I almost just create my style. Yeah, I did my first debut, because what we try to do, we try to make a combination samba style, samba skills with pro wrestle, create different technique. So it took a little bit more time, because some throw looks dangerous, but it wasn't. But when you see on TV, it looks so vicious. It's almost like, yeah, it's like different style. And some wrestlers, when you're supposed to be wrestle with them, they're supposed to be take the throw, because it wasn't unusual.
I'll translate that. Cuando él llega a la empresa, había otra mentalidad completamente distinta. Él mismo lo dice, podías estar un año o un año y medio, 1 year o 1 year and a half, hasta hacer tu debut. Tardabas mucho tiempo. Y en el caso de él, en ese proceso, tomó un poco tiempo, tomó un poco más de tiempo, porque él era un luchador de sambo, intentando combinar su estilo de sambo con su estilo de kickboxing, adaptándolo a la industria de la lucha libre y al producto de WWE. Y entonces esta mezcla letal que querían crear con él, pues les tomó un poquito de tiempo el experimento. Él dice, pues habían cosas que se veían bien, habían cosas que no se veían bien, y era cuestión de que todo tenía que quedar al perfecto, por eso tardaron un tiempo con ello. What do you recall of working? You know, there's a particular match. When we say Vladimir Kozlov, the first thing that comes to our mind is, okay, that match with Triple H for the WWE Championship. Like, do you have Triple H? You have Edge. You work with multiple people in the roster, but you know, how was that particular opportunity of working with Triple H and Edge in a match for the WWE Championship?
No, it was a big opportunity, and when you wrestle for world championship, for the belt, it's big responsibility. You know, you have to be. If you become champion, you have to care. You are champion. You have to be champion 24/7. It's a big opportunity. My opinion, it's not many people can handle it. And in this case, when I got this opportunity to wrestle with Triple H for championship belt, it was, for myself, it was big deal. I was a little bit more nervous compared when I compete for Samba World Championship. It's like, it's different. And yeah, I was a little bit, I was too overexcited. That's what I feel.
Translate.
And when you compete and when you perform, it's a little bit, back of the day, it was a little bit different. Right now, I feel more comfortable, more convenient. But back of the days, it was a big challenge for myself. And plus, when you go to on the middle of the ring and 60, 70,000 people see you, and you have to perform and do everything right. And yeah, it wasn't easy.
Yeah, it puts a lot of pressure. I'll translate that. Le pregunto a Oleg por su lucha con Triple H por el campeonato de la WWE. Él dice que se sentía más nervioso luchando con Triple H por el campeonato mundial peso completo de WWE que luchando en el mundial de sambo, que era lo que le apasionaba a él. ¿Por qué motivo? Bueno, el título es el título máximo, no todo el mundo está hecho para tenerlo como él menciona, hay bien pocas personas que se les da esa oportunidad y a los que se les dan, están viéndolos todo el tiempo, hay 60,000, 70,000 personas poniendo los ojos sobre ti a ver qué rayos estás haciendo, si lo haces bien, si lo haces mal, y entonces él sintió esa presión, pero fue una buena oportunidad para él. You also work with the Undertaker, like not many people had the privilege to say, hey, while once I was in the WWE, I worked, you know, a rivalry with the Undertaker. So, you know, how was your experience working with him in terms of pro wrestling, and what did you learn from him?
Yeah, well, working with Undertaker, it was very helpful. He opened up my eyes on pro wrestling world. Anytime if you have some question, if you get advice, he is open mind and he will give you all answers on all your questions. he's a business. My opinion, Undertaker, he is a wrestling business. He's a very good guy. He is very professional. And anybody who has a question, he will never say no. He will explain, he will help. My experience was great. Thank God I had this opportunity to wrestle to Undertaker.
I'll translate that story to Spanish. Le pregunto sobre su experiencia con The Undertaker. Me dice, primero que todo, Undertaker es la industria. Undertaker es WWE. O sea, él es la persona principal, la que todo el mundo tiene los ojos puestos encima de él. Y trabajar con Undertaker lo ayudó muchísimo y lo abrió los ojos en su carrera, porque Undertaker se tomó el tiempo. Él nunca tuvo un no para él. Se sentaban, hablaban, dialogaban. Si no entendías algo, te lo volví a explicar. Undertaker se tomó el tiempo y tener esa oportunidad para él le abrió los ojos y cambió su visión en general de la industria de la lucha libre. Fast forwarding a little bit in time, you were drafted to the ECW brand for a while, and after that, you were teamed up with Santino Marella in something pretty different that we saw before. Who came up with the idea of teaming you and Santino, and how was the experience of working with Anthony Carelli? Like, not the gimmick, the human behiand the gimmick, because he's an awesome person.
We were friends since OVW, because from Deep South I transferred to OVW, and we worked together, trained together. And when we got opportunity to start to wrestle together again for WWE, we come up with the idea create like a tag team, because I'm still badass and he's a funny guy, and if something he's getting in trouble, I will protect my brother. John Cena was a big supporter of our tag team. Even when we got a first title, John Cena was involved. It was great. We had so much fun. We are still friends. We're like brothers. We talk all the time. We support each other. And don't forget, Santino was a judo national champion in Canada. He's a badass guy. He is not, when you see on the ring, he is funny, but when you see what he is doing, I'm telling you, he is a professional fighter. I like him a lot.
Yeah,
he's my brother.
Perfect. I'll translate to Spanish. Su experiencia con Santino fue excelente. Santino es su hermano, como él dice, porque ellos trabajaron juntos desde OVW. Cuando él llega a Deep South Wrestling, lo mueven a OVW, y en OVW hace amistad con Santino, quien, dato curioso, es campeón de judo en Canadá. O sea, es un tipo tough, como él dice también, igual que él. Y pues tienes un tipo de comedia, tienes un tipo serio, la empresa le gustó la idea, los parean, y una de las personas que más respaldó el proyecto de Santino Marella y Vladimir Kozlov fue John Cena. John Cena fue un great supporter, como él dice, de esa fase de sus carreras. You know, not many people have the opportunity to say, hey, I won a title in WWE. You did. You were a WWE Tag Team Champion with Santino Marella. Once the referee counted 3 and the bell rang, what was the first thing that came through your mind the day you won those titles with Santino?
I was so very excited, and this time I was out of the ring because Santino was in the middle of the ring. When I returned and watched Santino, he pins it. I said, "Oh damn, we got the title." Yeah, it was. I think we wrestled in Miami. Yep, it was in Miami. I remember this day. It was a good start for a different direction. See, when I wrestled on Raw and SmackDown, I was a big guy, 330 pounds, and I was a powerhouse, and all my moves were so powerful. I did like for one match, sometimes I did like 10, 15 suplexes, another big throw. And I had a big responsibility. When you wrestle with champions, you cannot hurt them, because they're on a program. If something goes wrong, you will get in trouble. So we have to protect each other. In my case, because I did a lot of big throw, like suplex, German suplex, front suplex, you need to be in good shape. Because if you're doing much like 10, 15, 20 minutes, and you're doing 10, 15, 20 of them, you have to be fresh all the time. It wasn't easy.
I'll translate
With Santina, it was fun.
I bet it was, man. I mean, I had the opportunity to work an event here in Puerto Rico with him, and boy, you can have a laugh with him. But yeah, I'll translate that to Spanish before I go to my next question. ¿Cómo fue ese momento en donde Oleg gana los campeonatos en pareja con Santino? Fue en Miami, donde él está viviendo ahora mismo, o sea, su hogar. Y la experiencia fue buena, estaba emocionado, pero a la misma vez estaba riéndose por lo que estaba haciendo Santino, entonces fue parte de esa emoción. La clave está en que tenías que cuidar muchísimo a los oponentes, sobre todo cuando estaba en un programa, que es una de las cosas que él menciona, y a los campeones en pareja tuvieron que cuidarlo, más él que hacía movidas como suplex, como German suplex y como diferentes movidas, belly to belly, etcétera. Pues tenía que cuidarlo y tenía que cuidarse él mismo. Entonces, como que estaba esa presión, pero se lo disfrutó, fue emocionante y fue un momento clave de su vida. Fast forwarding a little bit in time, you and WWE took separate pathways. My question for you is, why did that, happen? Was it your call? Was it WWE's call?
When I stopped to wrestle?
Yeah, when you took separate pathway from WWE.
Yeah, I think it was just, it was a time. That's what's happening. It was, I think, the right time.
Okay.
So when I stopped to wrestle, I went to Japan, I wrestled in Japan for a while, and after I went to Los Angeles, I finished action design school, stunt school. And I got a license and I become like actor in stunt at the same time. So in the first movie, it was a John Wick. Yep. I was ready to transfer movie industry. That was, it was there.
I'll translate that. ¿Por qué motivo Vladimir Kozlov y WWE toman caminos separados? Era tiempo. Era el tiempo, él ya estaba listo para convertirse en un actor de cine, entonces se certifica como actor doble y se certifica como actor en la misma institución y decide entonces dar ese salto a Hollywood, que es lo que él está haciendo ahora. Before we get to Hollywood, I need to talk about Moscow Mauler Vodka. How did that happen? Like, was it your creation or you're just like the ambassador of the brand? What can you tell us about Moscow Mauler Vodka? To all our Spanish speaking fans, Moscow Mauler Vodka es la marca de Oleg Produce de Vladimir Kozlov y está disponible en moscowmaulervodka.com, moscowmaulervodka.com. Va a salir al final de esta entrevista, de hecho, al igual que en Instagram como Moscow Mauler Vodka. So how did that vodka brand happen and how did you got involved in it?
No, I'm telling you, it's funny because idea was for a while, and when COVID started, basically I couldn't make movies. I wasn't involved in production because we closed our production because it was epidemic. It was everything was closed, and after I figured out, so I need to finish this project, Moscow Mauler Vodka. We were working on it for a while, and after. During COVID, we finished it. And the bottle is unbelievable. Product, it's unbelievable. Taste, it's unbelievable. It's totally different. It doesn't exist in all world yet. And I think end of this year, we will launch in this vodka in the United States. It's beautiful product, a beautiful bottle. And plus, it related to Moscow Mauler. Bottle's the same like Moscow Mauler the same like a bottle.
So I'll translate.
No, that's awesome. It's going to be badass.
I'll translate that. Todavía el producto no está 100% hecho porque la pandemia detuvo este progreso, pero como él dice, es bueno porque es Moscow Mauler, tiene su marca, está ahí, tiene el nombre, así que se relaciona a él, tiene que ser bueno, pero fuera de broma es un producto diferente, el diseño de la botella está precioso, en adición a eso el sabor es distinto a lo que todo el mundo ha probado, es un vodka ucraniano, dense la oportunidad y adquieran el suyo tan pronto estén disponibles en Moscow Mauler Vodka. .com. I actually tried vodka in Ukraine and it was really, really, really good. I believe it was called Nemirov, the brand.
Yes, they have a good product because it's like 9 times distilled and 5 times filter. It's crazy. It's best quality in all world. It's good product. It's good product. And yeah, when I see this bottle, it reminds me my wrestling days. No, I'm founder and owner and ambassador for this brand. I have some partners, but it's good. It's good product.
That's awesome.
As soon as this product will come to United States, I will send you a couple bottles for tasting.
We will be more than happy to promote it. I'm a vodka guy myself, so cheers to that.
It's like a big bottle, 175 liter, looks amazing.
And
very important, next day, no headache.
Yeah, that's the key to Ukraine vodka. I've tasted Nemirov and a few of them, and no headache, no hangover, no nothing. It's like you barely feel it. That's the danger of Ukraine's vodka.
It's like a milk.
Yeah, man, it is dangerous as hell. Regarding your acting career, which is pretty interesting, you've been doing a lot of things. You're in Miami, and you've been staying really busy in the acting world. You're in the best shape of your life. We've seen the pictures, and holy cow, that's Oleg Prudius. So how's been your experience in the acting world, and how do you manage, to be that 350-pound mountain of a man to be a 290, 285 shredded mountain of a man?
I'm telling you, it's all about, first of all, it's diet. Because when you're not on the road, like when I wrestled, it was a different character. When I start to become like, when you become like an actor, you need to, I decide to create different character. The same Moscow Mauler, but looks different. So I got shredded. I stay on diet. I work constantly with different weights. I did a lot of fast twitch. It's a big training facility in Miami. It's mostly like a condition for professional athletes. Lots of cardio, high intense, and a good diet. Plus, it's easier to care, and plus, you look. I feel like better. Looks better on TV. Yeah, it was good transition. It took me like for a while. Like 3-4 months to get in this condition.
I'll translate.
Lots of work.
I know, like we've seen the pictures, the professional pictures of you, like in this dark gym, or for example, dress for the Moscow Mauler promo, and everyone was like, "That's Vladimir Kozlov. Holy shit!" Like the dude is massive at this point, and that's why like it's completely disciplined. So I'll translate that to Spanish.
It's all about discipline, and it's all about your goal and your next targets.
Yeah, I'll say it in Spanish. ¿Cuál es la clave detrás del éxito de la manera Vladimir Kozlov o Oleg Prudius está los abdominales marcados, el tipo está rayado por todos lados, está en la mejor condición de su vida? ¿Y cómo logra esto? Disciplina, ya no está en la carretera, puede hacer dieta, cardio, hasta cansarse, hasta morirse. Le tomó 4 meses hacer esa transición. Mucho trabajo, mucha disciplina, mucho enfoque, tiene una buena facilidad de entrenamiento también que lo están ayudando en ese proceso, y mucha disciplina, mucho esfuerzo. Pueden seguirlo en sus redes sociales como Instagram en @OlegPrudius_Moscow Mauler, Oleg Prudius_Moscow Mauler, también va a aparecer al final de esto. You recently signed, well, not technically signed, but you recently taped an Impact Wrestling pay-per-view in Russian. We received a notification via Mr. Dave Hawk. I couldn't believe that. Like, how did that opportunity? You are an actor, you are a producer, you are the owner of a vodka company, but still you got connected and came back in another role inside the wrestling industry. How was that experience for you working as a commentator?
Oh, it was very interesting. It was something unusual. So, and plus it was first Russian ever wrestling pay-per-view in the Russian language.
Ooh.
It was first one, and it was very high sales on this pay-per-view. So what's happening is when I finished my movie, Miami Heat, I was talking to a couple distribution channels in Russia, and I found a company. It's like Sam Advisory Investment Group, founded by a good friend of mine. He is a banker from Goldman Sachs, and he's involved on streaming and distribution business. And they like my movie a lot, Miami Heat, and they said, okay, so probably we'll release this movie in Russia after United States and end of this year because it's Christmas movie. And at the same time, we're talking to one of the largest video, like YouTube, like one of the YouTube. It's one of the largest video platform in Russia. They're doing lots of different streaming, like live broadcasts, movies, cartoons. And they said, you know what? Would you like try to become first translator in Russian language, like a commentator for first Russian language pay-per-view? I said, why not? So it was a good experience. And this pay-per-view did very, very well. It was a little bit difficult because I did it the first time, but hopefully in future we'll do more stuff like that. And it's very, very interesting because Russia right now, wrestling is growing so fast in the Russian markets. It's unbelievable. It's lots of fan base, crazy. Before, lots of fans were behind the MMA, but right now they start to consider pro wrestling MMA on almost the same level. I think because of new generation, or maybe based on physicality of new performers, lots of guys from MMA, from different type of sports want to become like pro wrestlers, fighters, and I think it's this situation a little bit mixed up business. So lots of people in Russia, they consider pro wrestling right now close to MMA. That's what is going on.
Perfect. I'll translate to Spanish. Yes. Vladimir Kozlov tuvo la oportunidad de narrar el pay-per-view de Impact Wrestling Rebellion, el primer pay-per-view de lucha libre narrado en ruso, allí en Rusia, obviamente. Y lo interesante de esto es que ocurre a través de un business partner, un compañero que él tenía, le hacen el acercamiento porque a esa persona le gustó la película Miami Heat, que era la película que estaba trabajando Oleg en su momento. Le llama la atención y le dice, oye, ¿te gustaría ser la primera persona narrando en ruso un evento de lucha libre en Rusia? Como que, claro, vamos allá, y le da la oportunidad. Surge, y él me menciona que el mercado en Rusia está creciendo enormemente en cuanto a la lucha libre, está creciendo de manera rápida, creció lo suficiente en MMA, y entonces ahora las personas con esta nueva generación que está llegando probablemente, que es lo que él dice, están dándose la oportunidad y abriéndole las puertas a la industria de la lucha libre para disfrutar su producto de igual forma. Before we go to our last question, I wanted to thank you so much for your time and for taking, part of your schedule today to speak with us. We're more than honored for that, so thank you. Last but not least, what message can you send to all the fans, specifically in Latin America, so they can follow your career in terms of acting, in terms of what you're doing as an entrepreneur with your own products like your Moscow Mauler vodka, as a Russian commentator, where they can follow Oleg Produce, what projects do you have going on right now? What can you say to the Latin American fans in general?
I'm telling you, be creative and follow your dreams. And don't listen haters, because haters will kill your energy and all your opportunities. That's what is going on. Believe in yourself.
Perfect. Crean en ustedes mismos. No le hagan caso a los haters. Manténganse enfocados. Si esa es su meta, van a llegar. Los haters lo que hacen es le drenan la energía, le quitan de su tiempo. Así que ignórenlos un rato. Los haters, no. Presten la atención, manténganse enfocados y triunfen como lo ha hecho Oleg Produce. Mr. Produce, it is an honor for us to have you as our guest. Thank you so much.
And never be shy to try something else. Life is so beautiful. We have so many opportunities around the world. Just keep going. Never give up.
Nunca sean tímidos y nunca le teman a intentar algo nuevo. La vida está llena de oportunidades y el mundo también. Si no funcionó, intenta algo nuevo, pero siempre, si quieres intentarlo, ve por ello hasta que lo concrete. Oleg, An honor to have you here as our guest, and thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you so much, guys.
Y este fue Oleg Prudius y Michael Morales Torres para Lucha Libre Online.